Relajando family, what's happening?
Hey, mi gente. ¿Cómo estamos?
It's your brother Joey.
And Gio.
And ya tú sabes, estamos
Relajando?
en serio.
Yes, sir.
Seriously Joking Podcast.
Hey,
Here.
one more week.
Yes, sir.
We here.
We here. And we ain't going nowhere.
No, we ain't going nowhere.
nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere.
Little off on the schedule here and there, but life happens. Life happens.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people have to understand though. You know, this is, unfortunately, this is not a full-time job.
No.
So, I mean, we're not going to quit on our people.
Right. But you know what? We got full-time subscribers.
Hey, so far they're still there.
Yeah.
And it's growing.
It is.
The number is growing.
77 to be exact.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for those that have like, share and told other people about us.
Oh, yeah.
We really, really appreciate that. Keep on going. Don't stop, because that's going to help us to bring more content, to have more time to create more content and bring more like controversial. I've been eating too much Taco Bell. Controversial, controversial topics that can bless you guys, like
Absolutely.
Help you grow and things like that. As we do though,
and as you watch this video talking about controversial topics and talking about things, and as we gain more subscribers, well, obviously content will have to increase in order to be able to, meet public demand. If there are topics and there are things that you want us to talk about on this podcast, because we know it is a Christian podcast, but it also is an anything podcast in the sense of we will talk about anything and everything that you all are willing to listen to.
I mean, we're humans. We're real.
We are.
So we're going through the same things that everybody else does.
Absolutely.
It's just we have now a different method on how to deal with situations.
Right. And if there's something you want to hear from us, let us know.
Yeah. Just write it below.
Put it in our comments.
Yeah.
Send us a DM. And just careful when you slide into my DMs, because I am married.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. In case. You never know.
No, we should do like a poll. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Instagram poll.
Uh-huh.
And we ask a question or something like that.
Okay, that'll work too.
Yeah. We can just go one day and just go live or something like that and have some convo with people or whatnot.
Absolutely.
That would be nice. We should do that though.
Yeah.
We should do that.
You know what it is? I think we're like missing like a team member. That's all we need.
Right? Like we did last week.
How'd you guys like that? How'd you guys like having the third person in the mix?
I like it. It was good. I mean, we were kind of like crowded here.
Yeah, three big guys.
But I like the dynamic, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was different.
Yeah, Jonathan you did really well. Yes, you did really well.
We lost like a couple of subscribers, bro. That's okay.
Right. I think it was his microphone. I don't know.
I think that's what it was. I think it was the microphone.
Right.
So
it didn't match.
Yeah. So pray for us so God can provide and we can get better equipment, and so that way our audio it sounds much better. We need some light. So pray for us, because at the end of the day, we want to provide like good quality content. You know,
the best quality we can.
Yeah.
That we have available to us to give to you all.
Absolutely.
So that's something. And so with that, missing piece or whatever, have you seen like what's going on in Miami?
I mean, depends.
With Inter Miami.
Oh, I thought we were gonna say like like South Miami, Calle Ocho. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot happens out there.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you follow Only and Dade, a lot happens.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I've been there though, but I don't.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's funny because tickets to Inter Miami games, MLS, Major League Soccer, they were super cheap.
No way.
They were super cheap. Like you probably, I don't know.
You mean like recently or?
Yeah, I mean before Messi got there.
He messed up everything though.
Yeah, it got messy when he
got
there.
messy.
It got messy. So like legit tickets were like $20-$30, and now bro, like a game in California, because he's gonna be there, was like $729 the other day.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Like allá ribota.
Yeah, for the Copa game that they had, because MLS has like like cups and stuff, and so homie got to Miami and MLS don't know how to behave.
Dude, that's crazy,
it's
bro.
Like everything is just ahora because he's there. It's created the Messi effect.
Man, so that's I was gonna say that's what they call the Messi effect.
Yeah. And so it's like us needing that third person, like that third person
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like, I think will create that effect. And when I say
yeah.
You know, Miami, bro, like since he's gotten there, I think that he's played 11 games with them. They've won all 11 games.
Man,
he has, I think, a goal. He's averaged a goal in at least every game.
You see that's crazy because I mean I get it. You know, he's the world champion. He's the best so far. You know, I mean, at least like, you know, the news and Google and all that stuff like consider and have the information that says like, yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
Right. And he was I'm pretty sure it was a great idea to bring him on board and things like that.
Well,
and
the fact that he even wanted to go there.
I mean,
is one
true.
thing, like,
True.
I mean, sure, money's involved. Don't get me wrong.
I'm pretty sure he's
Who
getting
doesn't
paid
want to be in
pretty
Miami,
good,
right? When you get, oh yeah,
like pretty good.
It's like $300 million a year. Plus he gets
300 million.
Like $300 million a year.
Nah.
Plus, you know the MLS Pass subscriptions from Apple Plus, bro. He gets like 5% of that.
On top of it.
On top of that.
Plus on top of everything else that he has, like
the dude pretty much owns the MLS league.
Dude, that's crazy, bro. You imagine that much money?
Yeah. That's insane, bro.
Man, that's crazy. But this is the thing, like, you know, we're talking about the Messi effect and how the team hasn't lost, you know, hasn't lost like for what, the 11 games?
11 games.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I get it, you know, like, because I will get motivated. You know, I mean, we had a third person and I'm pretty sure like we act a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like we have more discussion going on, more conversation, because it's not like just me and you.
Well, you got a third mind in.
Right. But at the end of the day, I feel like...
Wait, was Jonathan an AI? I haven't seen him since.
Huh. Wait a minute. ¿Verdad? Like, wait.
Have you heard from
do I have? Like, no, it's not where to be found.
Hey, Jonathan, are you a bot?
Like, I think I don't know. That's confusing though. Like, now that you say that, I'm trying to like remember. Like,
we can't disclose where he works.
I know, and then he wasn't acting like
Cynthia. Is there something you need to tell us? Just I don't know.
You see, at this one, I don't even know who's real or no.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, you see what Messi does?
It does. It just
it's the effect.
Messi effect.
It's a Messi effect. No, but what I was saying is like, because at the end of the day, I feel like all that stuff is on the players, is on the team.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it got discovered. It got like brought out to light. Now that they feel like more confident, like you mentioned too, like everybody's attention is on this dude.
Yeah, he's just that good.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they could have done that regardless. All they needed was just like a little bit like a push, a little bit more motivation, believe in themselves, which I'm pretty sure that's what Messi kind of like does. Like, because I've seen him, like he actually pushed the team and he doesn't take like the glory to himself.
No,
like I've seen the games and he's like literally he get the ball and he pass it on.
No, it talks to him who he is as a person, right?
Yeah.
And like knowing you're the best, but yet acting like you're a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they won that cup, the guy that was like the captain of the team before, even though he's not as good as Messi, obviously, like when they were giving the award.
Oh, that's the part that like that he give him back again, like the captain thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you put it.
He brought him up with him.
Yeah.
Literally, and was like, no, dude, this is before I got here, this was your team. And so to see somebody that at that level that is evidently better than the rest of the team, to be able to humble himself and be like, no, bro, this is like you put in the work before
this is gonna sound weird, but it's not pretty much like the same that Jesus did.
It is.
I'm not saying Messi is Jesus, you know what I'm saying, like or anything like that, but
you see that example of humility,
right?
I mean, it's like when Jesus was washing the feet. Should he have been washing people's feet? Did he have to?
Dude,
why you that? And when you look at it, it also takes humility to be able to like take that step that somebody's giving you to take and be like, no, bro, this is you, right? Because like when you look at it with Peter, when Jesus was washing their feet, Peter was mad. He's like, nah, you ain't washing my feet.
He even questioned, he's like, no, what?
Like, you ain't touching my feet, bro. Like, I'm not letting you wash my feet.
Yeah.
And so Jesus is like, well, you know.
I mean, I got to do it, bro.
Right.
Like,
right.
come on, man. Like,
I came to serve, not be served.
Yeah.
You know, and so with Messi coming and knowing his status and everything, like he's like, nah, bro, I'm here to serve. I'm here to make the team
you
better.
see that's good like analogy because like I did notice that.
Yeah.
You know, like I've been noticed that with him like for a little good, pretty good time ago, that he hasn't been no more like the other players that like, you know what I'm saying, like they're good and they know they're good and they're famous. And they play like that. They show that.
Yeah.
This dude is like super humble.
Yeah. Well, it's like the difference between him and Ronaldo.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Ronaldo's very, just like cocky out there.
Yeah. It's like for him, it's the same thing. Like if he touched the ball, no. Yeah. At the end of the day, the team win.
Yeah.
So we won team.
Yeah. And that's what he wants. He just wants to win.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah. So now that we're talking about that and we brought Jesus in the mix in there and Paul. So you think, as a church, we need the Messi effect in our churches?
I think we do.
Because now that we're talking about it and we're describing that and, and we grab that and compare that with, Jesus, what he came here on earth to do and the example that he gave us, like, we should start preaching the Messi effect in our churches.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it, and it's kind of like what the preacher was talking about at our church, right? Paul's ministry was expanded greater than what Jesus expanded.
Yeah.
But because Jesus said it.
Yeah.
Right?
We would do greater things.
En mi nombre.
Yeah.
You guys will do greater things in my name.
Yeah.
Jesus wasn't worried about the glory is always going to be his.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the recognition is always going to come to that person. Whether people know it, eventually the recognition is going to come to whoever is due, right? The Bible says give honor to who honor is due.
Yeah, it's just that at the end, he knew who he was.
Yeah.
So he didn't care. He didn't, he didn't need it.
No.
Nobody's recognition. He didn't need to know.
You don't got to try to overstep anybody or whatever.
So he's like Messi. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to take that from him. He's like, he's Messi until he died.
Right.
And he's probably going to be more famous when he died. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So he knows that.
Yeah.
So whether he touched the ball that day or no, he's still Messi.
Because it's not about him.
It's not about him. He's about the team.
Right.
Like, get into the goal. Like, eso mismo. Like a goal.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I made that. Like, we need to win. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Whether I make the goal or you make the goal.
Right. It doesn't matter who got.
It doesn't matter.
Because it's like I was looking. He had 11 goals the last time I checked, right? But he had 8 assists. So now when you have an assist, you're not the one that scores, but you set up the person that just did.
Exactly.
So in reality, he has 11 goals plus 8 that he's helped with, and so he's affected 19 goals.
Yeah.
He got the credit for only 11, but
I mean,
he helped out with
if you put them together, technically,
he's got 19.
19. You know what I'm saying?
Because he set that person up.
Yeah.
So you're not the one that gets the credit, but you're the one that set up the person that does.
Dude. Oh my God.
It's almost like John the Baptist while he was so humbled. Right?
But he was setting up.
Right. He said he was setting up Jesus. He was in the desert. He looked crazy.
Yeah.
Right? In the wild, in the jungle, his beard all crazy, eating langosta with honey and this and that, right? Looking like the crazy man. If you haven't seen The Chosen, watch The Chosen, right? It's like the guy in the jail, like just un loquito.
Yeah, no, they did pretty good though.
Yeah. And so he was super humble because he prepared the way for the Lord. The guy that was talked about by the prophet Isaiah, this is who he's talking about, John the Baptist.
Yeah.
And so John the Baptist is here, and Jesus is like, baptize me. And John's like, you want me, the crazy guy?
Right.
To baptize you, the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that shows you just the humbleness and the humility that Jesus is about and that he wants us to portray it's not about just one person. It's about la meta or the goal.
Yeah.
We're talking about that we need to accomplish.
Exactly.
And whoever God wants to use, he uses.
Yeah.
Whether it's John the Baptist baptizing him, whether it's him washing Peter's feet.
I mean, and that's crazy though. Now that we're talking about that and using that analogy, like, and bringing it to the church and comparing that with the saints, our job here in earth, it's actually like, I don't know, it blows my mind right now, like thinking about that, because it's just like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many talents God has actually like giving you. it's not for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it's for his glory,
right.
to honor him, to lift up his name, and to prove to the world with our testimony, with our talents and our gifts, that the God is merciful, that he's real, that he loves us.
Right.
And he's just like, man, now that we're using this analogy, it's just like, it makes me realize that, sometimes it gets to our heads like, oh, I'm good at this, and we forget why we good at it,
right?
And who give us the ability to be good at it,
right?
And we take the glory to us, and then we are the only ones that wants to score,
right?
And we forget about the rest of the world, and by doing that, we hurt people in the church. We mistreat people, we push people away because we want the glory,
right?
It's me. Oh, I'm the one that knows how to do it,
right?
Step away, please. It's just like,
well, and it's really all about servitude, right?
I mean,
and with servitude or service, you're literally saying, I'm going to put myself second,
right?
And I'm going to put you first, right? It's almost like today with the preacher coming and him having videos and having slides and stuff like that. He could have all this and prepare it and have it in his head how he's going to set it up and do it, right, to be effective. But if the person on the receiving end who's serving isn't paying attention or isn't doing their job, it's going to mess things up.
Exactly.
Right? It's look at it today, like with when we went to the steakhouse.
Yeah.
Right? We can go to a steakhouse. Service was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? You can go to a restaurant and the meal could be amazing. Right? The presentation of the meal and the plating and everything like that. But if your service was garbage, your experience is ruined.
Oh, yeah.
And so even if the food was amazing, you're never going to reach the full capacity of the experience.
Yeah.
Because the service was terrible. Even though
because you're not going to remember the taste of the food. You're going to remember the service.
Right. And so
how you felt when they treat you, like when they open the door, when they brought like water or whatever it might be.
And it's like when I look at it, when Jesus is talking to the 5,000, right, and he's at the shore or they're in the desert or whatever, and this is not wherever they were, where there was, obviously there was water, and so they're there, and he tells them to sit down, and he's preaching to them, and obviously they got hungry, right, and on top of him giving the word, which was an amazing word, what did he do? He also fed them, right? He served them.
Yeah.
So not only am I going to give you a word and require something of you after that word, but I'm also going to serve. And I'm going to show you that I can put myself second and put you first.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And so where it all starts is that service.
Yeah.
If our service to God and our service to others is not there, then we can never have that Messi effect because we're not making the organism better.
Yeah.
We're just looking for our own glory.
That's good. So I mean, we have to joke around in here, though.
Yeah.
Like, we relajando en serio. So,
¿Estás serio?
And I mean, un poquito.
Yeah.
But, so you're saying, like, if the preacher knows that he takes too long, he should be prepared and bring some food?
Possibly, yeah, man.
Right? That would be great, though. I'll be like, go for it, man. Like, you have more time.
Go.
Well,
think about it. think about this. There was no food left in the cafe.
Yeah, no. Well, that's true. Well, I think it was like because he was from Venezuela, bro. So they had today arepa. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
But
some people was like,
but sometimes things are left over. But and service was longer, but it was a good service. I'm not saying.
Man, that's a good strategy, though. But hey, Basser, take longer. And Carlito, be prepared. More arepas.
Right. Ojo al café.
No.
Because normally people would have already been eating.
Yeah.
Or at least sitting or setting up where they're going to go eat.
Right.
So the fact that, and so having that service and having the alimento be the quality that it is, if your service doesn't match,
right,
la experiencia jamás va a ser al máximo, potential.
Oh yeah,
maximum potential.
Yeah.
You have a restaurant, but it'll go out of business.
Yeah.
Because people don't know how to treat other people.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? And so it's like a church that doesn't know how to treat people. Se va a vaciar.
I mean, eventually, yeah.
You know?
And on that one, I give it to it. There's a lot of comments that say, like, well, you don't come here for me or for man. You come here for God. But we are representation, like a physical representation of the kingdom.
Yeah.
So You know what I'm saying? Like if here I'm treating you like that, and you knew on the in this walk, you would think like, man, like I don't want to go to heaven like being treated like this. You know what I'm saying? Like without respect or anything like that, or being looking different because of whatever. Yeah. So I'm 100% with you on that though, because I'm a firm believer that before we were Christians, before we became saints and stuff like that, we humans, and we're still gonna be humans, right? So we have feelings, we have like point of views, we have morals, and as Christians now, we should be more aware of those things.
Absolutely.
And pay attention to how we talk, and I mean it's in the Bible. Yeah. I
remember I had a pastor invite me to preach one time, and I know him very well. You know me, you know what I mean? Family, friends, and stuff like that. And so I go to preach at his church, and I preached. And I preached a sound message, I believe, right?
Right.
And sometimes sound messages have, some rough parts to it.
Yeah.
But you bring it together, right?
Right.
God is love. He's also consuming fire, all this good stuff. And I remember at the end of the preaching, when everything was done, after the end of the service, we're talking. And he's like, no, la predica estaba buena, pero la próxima vez quiero que le mete más palo al pueblo. And I'm like, well, one, I'm going to preach what God gives me.
Exactly.
And two, when we were in the world, el mundo nos daba un montón de palo. So, para venir a la iglesia,
a recibir palo.
Para recibir más palo.
Oh, man. You see, on that one, I do believe on constructive criticism.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But
I'm not going to abuse you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and so the part of the experience is both the service and also the alimento.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Un plato amargo, tú no te lo vas a comer.
Yeah.
But if it's sweet and salty, or tiene la mezcla, right? Mm-hmm. So it all goes hand in hand.
I mean, just look at it this way. How many times Jesus preached the gospel and he was screaming and yelling? I mean, you probably can count it with one hand. Yeah.
I mean, for them to hear him while he was on the boat, he probably...
I mean, yeah, but you see what I'm saying? He wasn't like... And he would reprehend him, like people and their disciples, but there's ways, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So and on that one, I do believe that as ministers are communicators, I compare that like an orchestra, we instruments, we not all of them, a soprano violin or something like that, or I don't know, like the cymbals, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some of them, they're very loud. There's other ones, they're not loud. They're like, very like soothing instruments and stuff like that. So I believe there's moment for everything. There's a passion time that you get a little bit excited, and depends of the message the guy gave you, requires to a reprehensive voice. Like, hey, you need to pay attention. That's it. It's enough. Right. We need to act on this or change our ways, and yada yada. But I feel like most of the time, your heart will receive more if I'm talking to you with love. Yeah. But at the same time, a word that
challenges you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be sound.
Yeah.
It's got to be sound, and the whole experience has to be sound.
Exactly.
And it's not about. It's more about if it's sound rather than the style.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you might not like a preacher or a pastor the way they preach, which is fine, right? But what do they what are they serving you? Is it a sound message that they're serving you? Because if it is, then if you're more bothered by, maybe you're more bothered by the quality of the message than you are by the style of the message, right? And so everybody wants to be able to have what they like.
Exactly.
But it's not always what we like; it's what we need.
I mean. Yeah, that's correct.
You know what I mean?
That's correct.
And it's like a preacher said one time, too, to your point. If I have an apple, if I cut it up and I serve it to you, you're likely going to eat it. Si te lo tiro la cabeza, you're not going to want to eat it because now you're mad at me. But then that goes into the service. The apple's good for you, but the way I served it to you.
I mean, yeah. Because, I mean, you throw it on my head, I might be hungry. Right. I pick it up and still eat it, but mad at you.
Punch me in the face,
you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Right. Or after I'm mad at you, then I turn around and it's there, but I'm still hungry. And I pick it up, but it's dirty now.
Or you just throw it back at me.
Yeah. Or probably doesn't taste the same.
And then we got it,
I'm telling you, bro. We need to get into that Messi effect, though.
Yeah, man.
And I feel like important. if we grab that and translate it to like the church, it would be crazy. Like the impact that we're gonna create them new members, visitors and stuff, and even like current people, in the church. Right. You know, I believe like us as leaders that we have like, you know, and I would say not an advantage because it's not an advantage, but we have, you know, more responsibility in the body of Christ, meaning the church. If we start like taking that and applying that to our lives, man, the change is going to be like ridiculous.
Right. Well, because it becomes about how can I help?
Yeah.
Rather than how can people see me?
Exactly.
Right? How can I make your life easier as a leader, as a pastor, as whoever? You know what I mean? Rather than, oh, how can I step into this role?
Right.
And shine and show people that I can. Because it should never be about that.
You see, it's funny that I'm going really quick. It's funny that we're talking about that because I just saw it that way now, and I know we used a couple of examples about today's service, but it was funny because it happens how the Santiago Santiago Torre Jr. On one point he's singing and he has, you know, all these graphics and all that stuff. But he understood that, like, you know, like now God wants to move in a different way. Yeah. It's not about me performing, even though, like, I was invited with the purpose. But he understood and he respect that position. Yeah. And he followed the Messi effect. It's not about me. It's about him. Right. And I love the way that he invited, you know, the worship team.
Yeah, that was cool.
And he was like, no. Right. Let's worship together. You know, like stop the multi-track, stop the stamps. Let's do this together as a body. Right. You know, like, we're singing the same song, is my song, whatever it might be, but now we're doing it together. Yeah. Now it's not about me.
Right. Or my productions.
Is you know what I'm saying? Like, and I love that. And now that we're saying that is beautiful. Yeah. You know, because it's like, I get it, you know. Yeah. But we can create an impact. Right. When we come together, you know, and we forget about, it's about me, it's about you, I'm doing it better, I sound better. But we're doing it with a purpose. It's like, hey, I'm not trying to, like, you know, put the light on me. Right. I'm trying to bring you to the light. Right. I'm not the light. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to, like, help you, like, get there. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Well, and it's putting pride to the side, right? And real quick, it reminds me of the story of Naaman, right? When he goes to the prophet Elijah because he wants healing for his leprosy. And so Elijah tells him, well, I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to address it because, one, you're coming to me with all this stuff, and it's not me, it's God. And so go to the river, right? River Jordan, which is super dirty, and lávate 7 veces. And he was mad because, one, the prophet didn't go out to talk to him because he had all this ready for him. And because he had to go to the dirtiest of waters, him being a leader or a king or whatever the case may be, or, you know, de una provincia, and now having to go and do that. And so he had to humble himself. And
that's how God, like,
sometimes you gotta humble yourself. And sometimes that's part of the Messi effect. It's part of the Jesus effect.
The Jesus effect.
No matter how good you are, no matter how ranked you are,
pass the ball. Yeah. Let somebody else kick the goal.
Assist.
Yes, sir.
So, Relajando family,
we love you.
Don't forget the Messi effect.
Yes.
Overall, really the Jesus effect. And if you don't like that analogy, and one interview, Messi said, don't call me idol because I'm not an idol. God is God, and I'm just Messi.
Yeah, ya tú sabes. So, y aquí no esto no es un podcast entrevistando demonios.
No, tampoco así. Así que Félix, eso de Félix.
No, déjate de va.
Félix se mete en eso.
Chacho, bro, that's crazy though. Like interviewing like demons. No, man. It's
not my gig.
Nah, man.
But thank you for tuning in. We love you. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, like our pages, and stay tuned for more content. Relajando en serio.
Dale para allá.